Hello and welcome back to The Independent Pianist. I'm your host, Cole Anderson. And on today's installment, it's my very great pleasure to be talking to the wonderful Austrian pianist, Andreas Eggertsberger. I sat down with Andreas to talk about his career, his life, and his remarkable recovery from focal dystonia. You may have heard of focal dystonia before. It's the affliction that ended Leon Fleischer's career when he was at the height of his fame and popularity. Other great pianists have suffered from it, notably Gary Grafman, and it also affects many other instrumentalists, woodwind players, string players, even singers. Despite the fact that it's rapidly becoming more well-known and more acknowledged, how much this can really limit and even end careers, not very many people know very much about focal dystonia. But Andreas has the remarkable distinction of being one of the few people I have ever heard of, and the only one I've ever met, who successfully retrained himself and recovered from dystonia. So in this conversation, we talk about Andreas's career, which is quite fascinating in its own right, his early days in Austria, the rapid strides he made early on in his youth, and the troubles he later had with dystonia and how he overcame them. Andreas is quite a character, a brilliant mind. He knows far more than just piano playing and music. He also had a degree in political science. He's fascinated by history, by mathematics, and he has a great deal of expertise in all these areas. I met him first when he was doing his doctorate at University of Michigan. I was a master's student at the time, and we struck up a bit of a friendship. So I was right there when he was dealing with his problems with focal dystonia, and I got to hear some of it firsthand. And I'm really happy that I get the chance to have this conversation with Andreas, because it really is a topic which I think every pianist, but particularly the ones who are very ambitious and who really want to go far with the instrument, should hear about and know something about how to avoid the pitfalls. Because any kind of ambitious artist who's spending a lot of time practicing and honing their craft could easily fall into the same sort of traps that Andreas fell into. It's very easy, since so few teachers know about it and so few know how to guide their students away from it, and the sort of advice that we need to have in order to avoid these pitfalls. So I'm going to get out of the way and let Andreas tell his own story. I do encourage you, though, if you're intrigued by his history and by some of the things he's talking about, to check out some of the links that I've left in the description box. I've left a link for his website, as well as a fascinating essay with video examples that he wrote a little while back, which covers some of the same material we're talking about in this interview. Andreas is a remarkable teacher, so you can also, from his website, you can get in touch with him if you want to take online lessons, or if you might actually be suffering from something like focal dystonia, he might be able to help point you in the right direction as far as practicing methods. He really is a great teacher, though. I remember when I was there, he did train someone from the ground up, and they ended up getting into the music school, someone who just started playing seriously, and he trained them for a couple of years, and they were able to audition and get in, and I think get a minor in piano performance. So definitely a remarkable pianist and a remarkable teacher. So without further ado, here is my conversation with Andreas Eggertsberger. All right. Well, Andreas, thank you very much for being here today on The Independent Pianist. It's a real pleasure to have you. I thought maybe we could start with kind of a little bit of a biographical from you. You could maybe just give my viewers some information about how you started with piano and what your journey kind of looked like through your adolescence and young adulthood and so forth.
Yeah, I started piano maybe a little bit later. I started with 8 years with piano and took the first lessons. And I went on proceeding very fast. So it's like after half a year, I was like playing Schumann's album for youth. I was playing like Wilder Reiter. And then there's still a video where I play that, the Wilder Reiter. So it's, and then it's like my piano teacher at the local school said something like, oh, this guy seems to be above the average and he's learning very fast. And so he probably should go to the local conservatory here in Linz in Austria.
Right.
To the Bruckner Conservatory. And so I just went there after 1 year of learning piano. And I went there and played those Clementi sonatinas, Schumann, all those pieces, and Czerny etudes and this stuff. And it's like, then there, the piano teacher just heard me and he was asking, like, how long is this guy playing? And my parents said, oh, yeah, he's like playing since nearly 1 year now. And he was like, oh, that's not normal. It's like after playing this stuff after 1 year, it's most kids need at least 3-4 years
Right.
until they play it. And so he seems to be a guy who is like a kid who is like learning fast and is talented, and one can hear a lot of temperament in him, and would be interesting to get him to the entrance examination.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, and so I passed this with 9 years. Then in my, as I went to the third year of elementary school, I was like passing the exam for the conservatory here, and made just obviously a big impression on the teachers there. And then we just proceeded on again very, very fast with a lot of things. And like we jumped directly into the Beethoven, Opus 13, oddity, those kind of things. And then Bartók, the suite, Opus 14. And it's after a few months, my teacher was like sending me to this first piano competition.
Right. So
Jugend musiziert. It was called Jugend musiziert. That's like competition for the kids, youth, and so on. And it's I won the first prize. And it's like, I know my program consisted of the Opus 25, number 2, Chopin etude, Bartók first movement, Opus 14, then Beethoven, Opus 13, the third movement, and Schumann's Träumerei.
So that's a pretty varied program for that age. So how old were you at that time?
10. I was 10 years old.
You're just 10 years old, just playing for 2 years, and that was already...
I was just playing for 2 years, and I just played in this program, won the first prize, and then I was sent off to the next level of the competition. You know, it's like you have at first something like just for the Upper Austrian kids, and then when you win the first prize, you go on to the whole Austria.
Right.
And there I also won the first prize.
Nice.
Yeah, I changed to... I remember also the program that was Schoenberg, Opus 19.
Oh, crazy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I actually began liking those 12-tone stuff in this.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I mean, this is just a coincidence. I wasn't winning competitions at the same age, but I was also playing Schoenberg Opus 19 when I was around the same age, and I really liked it too. I guess that means we both have a little odd streak for that stuff.
I really liked it. And then, you know, Mozart's KV 330 sonata, the second, third movement, and again Chopin etude Opus 25.
Great.
And some other stuff. And so I was also winning the first prize, and it was like it got some attention then quite quickly from some medias and
so then so you were having a lot of success as a young musician.
I had a lot of success at first, and then it's like, and the next step was actually then the international competition in Ettlingen. And I think it's practically, to me Ettlingen nowadays, I think it might be the most important competition for the players till 20 or something like that. It's like, because it has 2 groups, and it's like, and if you go back, it's like I recently went back for some reason in Ettlingen. There are lots of top prize winners.
Yeah.
Came out of that, like Eric Lou.
Oh, Eric Lou, right? Yeah.
Lang Lang was also in it.
Lang.
Yeah, he won with it, and it's
interesting.
It's a lot of them. It's like the guy who now won the Clyburn Abyss du Charme was also an Ettlingen winner.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
It's quite interesting and very impressive if you look up who was there and also who didn't win.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
It's very interesting. And it's like I went with 12 to this competition after like 3.5 years or 4 years of practicing piano.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I went in there and it's like I came out as a prize winner.
Mm-hmm.
Not one as one of the top, but it's like one with a special recommendation.
Mm-hmm. So were you at that time, were you practicing a lot, or was it something that just came so naturally that you didn't need much practice time, or how, what did you think about it at the time?
I actually in the summer holidays, it's like I used to practice a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's like yeah, I was just used then at some point to just practice more. And then always a little bit more, and it's like, oh, I could have this hour also, and
Mm-hmm.
then let's try this, and it's like, so and then repertoire gets suddenly got more and more, and it's like, so I needed at some point, then I just really needed then the practice to really
Mm-hmm.
get into that, and it's
Of
like,
course.
we had then those big jumps in repertoire, like with 13 then pictures at an exhibition.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like starting like the year before, you were still like playing some early Beethoven sonata, or yeah, not even easy, but something like Beethoven's Opus 13
Right. Pathetic.
and Pathetique, and then you jump into the pictures at an exhibition from one day to the other.
That's a big jump. Yeah. Yeah.
Big
So,
jump.
so are we talking like when you say you were practicing a lot, but when you got to pictures at an exhibition, for example, are we talking like 4 hours? Are we talking more like 8 or something in between? Or what was your schedule? Or did you have a schedule?
I had some. I actually was working with a schedule to really like get time managed
Uh-huh.
with school on the side, and it's like. And so I was on free days or in summer, in the holidays. Gosh, I was practicing like 4 hours in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
like from 8 to 12 or something like that. And then again, something like in the afternoon, maybe 2 hours in the afternoon again.
Right. Yeah.
Until I then started thinking, I can use the evening too at some point. And it's like,
So it added
so,
up. Yeah.
and I remember also like the method of practicing was like always, uh, I had this problem once with the Mozart's KV 545, the Facile Sonata.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was an interesting observation then years later on, because there was these scales in the left hand, in
Mm-hmm.
the replays, in the recap.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
And, I had actually a tough time to learning them. And my whole strategy was at this point just repeat it until it works.
Yeah.
Just repeat, fast repeat, or fast repetition.
So basically at tempo or yeah.
At tempo, and it's like just repeat it. And I mean, I remember I practiced this, I think 2 hours or stuff like that, and then it worked.
Just those bars, like 2 hours or
Just those 4 bars all the time.
yeah.
And then I was thinking of, I think I had the wrong conclusion of it. I was thinking of just repeat the problem
Mm-hmm.
as much as it needs, and then it will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was never like thinking about how do I exactly practice, and how could I cut a scale or a problem into just a little bit of chunks.
Right.
And just what could I do to be creative with practice. And so that paid off. That turned on a little bit. I think that was something like working against me on the very long time then also.
Yeah. But you didn't have any issues though for a long time, of course.
I didn't have those issues for a long time, but it's like I think there was starting with this a little bit of the wrong strategies and wrong learned structures.
Uh-huh.
Which
Kind
we
of.
needed to address later, and it's like so. But then in Bruckner, conservatory, it's like, then everybody was of course proud. He was a prize winner in Ettlingen, and it's like all the methods which I used in my chamber just suddenly justified through the success. Of course, why not?
It worked, so you were just kept doing the same.
Why change? And it's like, so we learned the pictures at an exhibition, then some what other big repertoire did I learn then? Beethoven, Opus 31, number 2. Then Italian concerto from Bach. Some Schubert sonatas, the little A major, the DV 664.
Beautiful
so
one.
That was a lot, the little one. And so that was a lot of fun also. And I had my debuts here in Bruckner House in Linz, which were well received by the concert critics.
What age were you when you had your debut?
I was like 13 years with the debut in Bruckner House, and it's like, I remember I played the Italian concerto, Schubert sonatas, some stuff like that. And then with 14, I did then the pictures at an exhibition. And and also had some competition successes again, like the Bösendorfer stipend here in Austria at the university, at the Bruckner Conservatory, as it was called then. And it's like my teacher, it's like I went into the real studies, like what people do as a bachelor. It's like I made the entry exam for that with 12.
Oh, so you were already basically doing your bachelor's in piano performance.
It's like, it's called here. It was here called at this time. It was, because it was a conservatory, it was called a diploma. It's practically the same as people do as a bachelor.
Right. So you probably also you had like the other classes and things.
I had the other classes, and it's like I was thinking of. I still think about how did I do that, because I had the real school right, and then all those classes and then practicing.
Right. That doesn't leave you much time in the day.
It doesn't leave me some time. I was like going into school at 8 in the morning. And then running over to the conservatory directly after school. It's half hour. I need to be in a half hour at the conservatory in the next class.
Right.
It's like I just eat on the way to that, and it's like and then there's class, and then I need to do my homework for the school.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like solving my math stuff in between those classes. And so that was a lot. I just have no idea, no clue anymore. How could I even survive?
Well, I'm kind of curious about this. I mean, looking back on that experience, do you feel, because you did mention that there was kind of a big jump in repertoire, which I assume was when you went into the conservatory, right? Yeah. And so do you feel kind of like you were pushed to get into stuff that was maybe harder than you should have been doing so soon? Would it have been better to have a more gradual progression, do you think? Or
I think maybe in the aftermath, if I look at it back nowadays, I just would say we could have taken a little bit more stepwise education. And it's like, as I was like playing those Beethoven sonatas, my right hand was still not developed with the octave. So I just I did something like really like expanding it, my hand, then on my own with the other hand, and it's like just making stuff working and
kind of stretching, right? Yeah,
stretching it and trying those things. And it's like, so we probably really took a very, let's say, very ambitious step on and not being and I might not be fully prepared technically for it all. And it's like also omitted stuff where I would say nowadays, it's like omitting some Czerny etudes, which would have been great actually to just play them, and it's like really develop all the motorical stuff, all the stuff what you need
Right.
over a longer time, and then just jump into the and then that get the big rep of working at 15, 16, starting with it, which is early enough.
Yeah, right.
And that might have been on the long term, it might have been a disadvantage because I probably also needed I probably did take strategies to manage technical problems which were not so healthy and kind of things, and what a lot of people do. But on the other side, it's like, of course, I was like this 13-year-old who was listening to these Tchaikovsky stuff and Mussorgsky and Liszt. And of course, there is no way that you're not in love with it.
So it's kind of just what you want to do. Yeah, right.
It's just what you want to do. And it's like you practically need a guy who is like counterbalancing you and just say, we might go into some, let's play this first and that first, and then go on from there. It's like you're going to play the Tchaikovsky concerto. But not now. It's not going to. No, it's
right. Yeah.
We all need to start with Haydn concertos and those things, and it's like do this and that. So. Yeah, I think that's a problem also, and it's also a seduction for everyone. Because you have this guy who is like practicing without borders, who is just not, who doesn't understand the word stop practicing now.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you're a kid to have the long range plan in mind, and it's also hard to just know that you sometimes need to stop and recuperate or something, right?
Yeah, stuff like that. It's a tough thing. And it's like, and then summer holidays, it's like I had nothing to do except practicing.
Practice.
And then, I have no idea how I managed it, but I did all the classes besides school.
Right.
I was like ready with, so I could take this diploma then with, I wasn't even 16 at this point. So I could just take the diploma with, as I was short before I became 16 years old, I could just make the diploma as the youngest graduate ever.
All right. This was the Bruckner Conservatory, is that?
Conservatory, yeah. And it's like, and then I went on to just study in Salzburg with Karl-Heinz Kämmerling.
Kämmerling, that's right. I remember you mentioning him before, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like he was a big shot here in Europe. And yeah, he understood a lot from piano, I think, and it's a lot of people. It's like, to be really honest, it's like you have an ambivalent attitude towards him. At least I have. Yeah, it's like you had because he was so famous and also afterthought. He was like his teaching schedule was very irregular.
Because he had so many students.
So many students everywhere, because he was like teaching in Salzburg and in Hanover. It's like you just didn't, I couldn't have the time actually to work with people regularly.
So how often did you see him usually? I mean,
there was some terms, some semesters. It's like the first lesson, it was like, somewhere like end of November, beginning December, and it starts in October.
I see. Yeah.
So it's like
you didn't see him, right? Yeah.
Didn't see him in these days, and it's like also like teenagers leave them alone with stuff like Rihanna for a couple of months, and who just practice like I did on the very wild basis, like. You always get some mess from them. It's clear actually, because it's like they really need guidance every week, and of course that wasn't that possible with Kämmerling, but he had this big name, so I just stayed with him. It's like a story a friend recently told me that was which illustrates then the problem which can come up with a teacher like this is actually quite simple. He was like suggesting her to go to the Deutsche Musikwettbewerb, to
Mhm.
the German music competition.
Okay.
And it has 2 rounds and then a big final in the Berlin Philharmonie.
Mhm.
And you can play a piano concerto in the Philharmonie.
Mhm.
And she was like preparing the program, and he listened to the first 2 rounds, and she passed them and made
Mhm.
it to the final.
Mhm.
But he had no time listening to her piano concerto.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So he kind of called her to just didn't allow her to play in the final anymore because he had no chance to listening to it.
Oh, that's
And
terrible. That's that.
yeah,
I mean, that's so sad for the young lady. She
it's
can.
very sad for her. And it's like, she's like telling this story still 20 years
Oh,
later. And it's like she's
my,
now in real estate that makes a lot of money because she's in Berlin, I think. And I hope that still works for her. But it's like, of course, it's very, very. It's very bad for the student also in this
mm,
situation because you're so invested in your career, in your
mhm.
playing, and you want it, and then you just are not allowed to play them in the final.
Right.
And so, but it was actually quite the same with me too. It's like I had this another Austrian national competition. This called Gradus ad Parnassum at this time. That was something like the competition for the young professionals then,
Hmm.
and it was like designed actually to be uh, very demanding,
Hmm.
lots of repertoire to play and these kind of things, and it doesn't exist anymore, which tells you also something about the whole situation because they are just not having the money for it nowadays.
I see. Yeah.
And in those days they had it, and I was practicing this competition, and I was like doing also again very crazy stuff like the second Szymanowski sonata.
Oof. That's,
Yeah, and it's like I remember this summer I was learning this sonata. I was like, it was a very hot summer, and I was practicing it, and I was sweating all the time. It's like sitting here, it has these big chords in it and
right. Yeah.
big stuff, and it's like this fugue. And and I played it from memory.
Oof. Very, very impressive.
Very impressive, and it's I did this several times then, like for years. Then after I learned it, then for memorizing it,
Mhm.
and I don't think I would memorize it nowadays anymore. I don't see the reason. But it's like in those days I memorized it, and I remember I was like sitting on something like memorizing 2 lines of this fugue
Mhm.
4 hours long.
Four
it has
hours on two lines.
it has such a complicated fugue at the end, and it's like those big chords and this crazy stuff. And I was playing and practicing it, and it's like, yeah, my teacher, he didn't have time ever to even work with me on that. And so, but he suggested that I should apply for this national competition.
Mhm.
And I applied, and we didn't have still the time to play it all. And it's like, but I still just said I go there
Uh-huh.
on the second prize then.
Oh, well, that
Uh,
was good.
that was good. It was a good thing to do. And it's like, yeah, so this was then this kind of mixture then between the years,
Mhm.
like irregular lessons, working a
Mhm.
lot on my own, and it's like this kind of stuff. And it's like I was then also like and it was always like the teacher, he always wanted you to go to some master classes with him, which you had to pay
Oh my gosh. Okay.
course.
Uh,
So I remember there were lots of people who were like just going to these classes
mhm.
and paying for the teacher with whom you are actually studying.
Oh, they are already studying, right? So a little bit of a racket there going on in that case.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. And it's like, I
Yeah.
remember there was this girl, and she was like, she told me then recently, it's like they wasted nearly all the money for
Mhm.
those courses because they wanted her to succeed and to just go.
Right.
And, they flew over to the United States where he was giving a master class. They were like following him to South Korea.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And so they were flying around the planet to get the lessons.
Hmm.
Teacher you're studying.
With
Uh,
the teacher you're studying with, yeah.
yeah, and so it was like I was thinking of, yeah, it's a problem. It's some teachers are doing that.
Hmm.
It's like I remember there are some teachers in without mentioning your names, but it's like some
Hmm.
teachers in Vienna, they just you study with them,
Hmm.
but before you study with them at the university, they charge you an enormous amount of money to
Hmm.
take private lessons with them.
Right.
They tell you, I only take you when you come to the private lessons and
Hmm.
pay me. And it's like some of them, they just want you to pay 400 euros per
Oof.
lesson.
Right.
And the funny thing is, there are people who pay it
Hmm.
and they just do it. And that's a crazy thing, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would be one thing even if you're really getting a lot of attention and care from your teacher, but it sounds like in many cases the students aren't necessarily getting that just because in the case of a teacher like Kemmerling, he was so busy with so many people, and so you're not even really getting the kind of guidance along your path that you might really need in the long term, even if his advice is good when he does see you.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the point. It's like you just don't get it
Mm-hmm.
at this point in this amount you need it. And it's like there are lots of, I think also there are lots of people, piano teachers who are not well known and who are not famous and
Mm-hmm.
they're just very knowledgeable
Right.
about how to build a solid technique, how to work with the people, and it's like you can learn a lot more at this point from them
Right.
than to the famous ones. And it's like there's also this story from Dorothy Delay
Mm-hmm.
from Juilliard.
Right.
This a friend of mine was like studying at Juilliard in those days, um, and his friend was in the violin class of Dorothy Delay,
Mm-hmm.
and they were, like practicing the Brahms sonata, one of those
Mm-hmm.
three ones, and then they tried to get a lesson with Dorothy Delay, and they were going up to the level where she was teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like standing a line of students there who just wanted the lesson too, and it's like some of them were lucky, obviously, and
All right.
they took one, and they were just waiting the whole term for one lesson,
Mm-hmm.
and they just didn't get it. At the end, they ended up to playing it on their own, and it's like they were fine, but it's like no guidance, and it's like you have always to understand for Juliet. I think most of people are paying
Mm-hmm.
and it's those kind of things.
Right.
And so that was a lot of going on. And it's like there's also this crazy story, like uh, Dorothy Delay was like going on a airplane to Japan, and it's like she was like taking a seat, and then there was this girl sitting next to her, and she had her violin with her, and she was like, and then Dorothy Delay was like starting talking to her,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Yeah, what do you play?" "Yeah, I play some Paganini stuff, and I play some Bach,
Mm-hmm.
and this and that." "Oh, that's so impressive." "And with whom do you teach? Who is your teacher?" And the girl said, "You are."
Oh boy. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. So it's, I mean, I think it's always good, even though it's kind of frowned on. I think it's always good to go into a situation like that with the understanding that you might switch, if things are not right. Right. So,
yeah, and it's like, and the main problem is like with guys, then when the teachers are very influential, they can just take revenge at some point. Then it's like they are sitting in a competition, and it's you
right.
play there. It could always happen, these kind of things. So,
That's it.
but
Yeah. I'd be kind of
be
careful.
very,
Yeah.
so be very careful. But it's like you cannot always avoid it because you just run into them, and it's like you're impressed because they are famous, well known, and then some stuff like this is happening.
So, what was the practical effect on you having this experience with the Camerling? How long was that you studied with him? And
I might have stayed too long. I actually stayed 4 years with him.
So until you were 20 or thereabouts, or
20 years, 20 something, and then I switched actually to Vienna, to another teacher, to Oleg Meisenberg, and yeah, he had an impressive personality, but yeah, I would say he was not something like a teacher in the sense that he would be busy working with you now on the technical issues, or that he would like help you with solving, you have this problem here, how can we solve it? It's like you solve it on your own or you don't solve it. It's like I don't care really about any kind of those problems. It's practically very musical advice.
So just focusing on kind of big picture,
which can be very, very helpful. Also, it's like I wouldn't say that it's nothing, but also on the other side, there is not coming like, yeah, Andreas, you have these problems with these octave jumps. It's like, why do they don't work? And let's check it. You're going way far. You're going too far. It's like you're not making the ideal line. And it's like, look at how I would do that. And so that just didn't come. It was about the big picture exactly all the time. It was like play that with more expression. Here, I want you to do something magical with me. Here, I want this, and it's like maybe use more pedal, maybe use less pedal. It's like go home and find out.
Right.
And so, of course, that doesn't help either that much when the ground is still a little bit, when it turns out it was a little bit shaky because of all this like going so fast, and it's like not working completely solid. And so I did strange. It's like had some strange ideas how to solve technical issues. Wasn't much to build on these very, very solid things. And it's like, of course, then at some point, I would even say then it was I was getting worse on piano. It was like going down a little bit. The level
Really
was still high, but it's like not going anywhere from this point. It's like let's say at this point, it's like my dad probably said something like I was playing the pictures at an exhibition again for my final recital then in Vienna.
The one you played when you were 13 before, right?
Like, and he was thinking of you're not playing them as well as you did, and it's like as if you're going the way now, the reverse now a little bit,
right?
And he wasn't wrong with it. I was like listening to some excerpts of it, and it was more insecure, and it like there was something in the play which wasn't there was no advantage. It wasn't like that didn't speak for me at this situation that much. There was something in it which was strange also, I would say. It was a little bit shaky here, a little bit also like being much more cautious than I was there. And so these kind of things. And so that was something like it was a kind of that was not unproblematic, I would say. And so it's like, yeah, I think maybe you could compare it also to some sports people who were like fantastic athletes in high school, who just were like running like nuts and could just make top rounds, and that's like, and then they go to college, and then it suddenly goes the other way, and it's like there are always some examples with that, and it's just shows also how much it's important to which environment you go into.
Right.
These kind of things, I think, yeah, that was something like those experiences, and it was like my instinct. I actually thought that that I might not be talented or something like that or whatever, and it's not working, and it's not like development wasn't as we all thought. And of course also it's like I also think of a lot of development, it's like when you have something like the curves, it's like it's not like the development curve can be like that and always up.
Right. There are plateaus and moments where you're
and there are those plateaus. And I also think of it's like in sports, I think of the development is like getting, like when you're getting higher and higher, the curve is actually should actually flatten.
Right. Yeah. Eventually the improvements are measured in very, very small increments, right? Yeah.
At the end, and it's like, and I think in piano it's quite the same actually. And so when people have this impression he's playing with 12 like this and development was like that, don't assume that it's like this for the next 20 years.
Right.
Because where should you go then? And it's like, once you see like those kids who are like playing, let's say just stuff like the Schumann concerto with 14, it's like the Schumann concerto, it's not going to change that much what they are doing with 24.
Yeah.
Then later there are going to be some changes to that, and some ideas are going to be different, but it's like once they were able to do that with 14, it's not so much difference then later on, because it stays, the big picture stays the same maybe in a lot of cases. There's some developments, but those highly developed kids, the jumps are getting less, I think, then. And it's like once you're going with 19 perfect etudes opus 10, where should you go from that point on?
Well, that actually makes me think of a kind of a philosophy of my own, which is, I think it's always really important to be learning new things, no matter what you're doing. So you're always expanding your grasp and your kind of mental acuity, just as you're describing, because I think once you've got the mental pathways kind of formed for one particular piece, it's not going to really be that much different, even though you pick it up later, right? So
yeah, that's the main point. And it's like later on, after graduation from Vienna, it's like I had an interest in history and philosophy, and so I went. I just took another class at university and just studied this. So
is this when you kind of took a hiatus from piano? Did you?
I took actually a break from piano at this point, and it's like, it's like I wrote actually a thesis about the development of Eastern Europe after the downfall of the Iron Curtain.
Oh yeah, okay, right.
That was my main theme at the end, and it's like,
so this was a whole other degree. Was it like
a whole other degree in between? And it's like I was thinking all the time, what was actually going on piano.
Right.
It's like no one, it's like, couldn't be that stupid. And that talent is like vanish overnight or stuff like that. And it's like, so at some point I was deciding to practice again. And it's like I played something of the Goldberg. I started, yeah, I also, again, I wasn't all too modest. I started with Bach's Goldberg variations.
Big piece. Yeah.
Big piece. It was like, and yeah, of course I could memorize it very, the brain, I can just memorize it. I could memorize it in a couple of months. And it's like, I remember this 25th variation that was a torture to memorize it, the G minor one.
Right, the Black Pearl or whatever, right? Yeah.
So many crazy turns in it, and it's like, so, but then I remembered I did actually stuff again. Like I had those difficulties, and there I think it kind of showed clearly what practically my problem was at the core. And it's like I have these problems in the 26th variation with this exact, like being together with those two hands.
Right.
Fast playing left, right. And I remember I wanted to solve it the same way as I solved my Facile Sonata.
The Mozart problem, right? The left-hand scales, yeah.
Practicing it relentlessly, getting close to a real exact solution. But not to 100% when I'm very honest, but very, very close to it.
Close enough, maybe.
Close enough, actually, for it. It's like, I would say it wasn't close enough to record it for Sony or Columbia or stuff like that, but it's like, because once you get into the mics, into the piano, it's much more clear that it's yeah, we have no light.
Oh yeah, there we go. That's good. Yeah, evening where you are. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, the cats are visiting here. So yeah, once you recorded it exactly with the mics, then it would have sent it. There are some irregularities.
Right. Things you would notice under really close scrutiny, but you could get away with it in a concert performance or something.
Right. You can get it in a concert performance. I'm not sure you can. You probably cannot get away with it in a competition when it's really like under the spotlight, because then you get this comparison.
Right, of course.
Other guys, and
so if there's even something very slightly off, it's an excuse to eliminate you, or right.
Yeah, that's something like that's the main problem. But it's like it was good enough, impressive enough. People were again totally impressed because he's playing Bach,
right?
Memorized it, doesn't miss one note.
Right.
At least something with it.
Yeah, that is very impressive, definitely.
With Bach, and it's like, and then it's like I just went to this competition in Serbia, in Novi Sad.
Novi Sad, right?
Just for fun, and it's like I survived the first round and made it to the second round, and it's like I was so happy actually the night before that I just didn't sleep because excited that I survived this round in an international competition, and now I'm off to play Bach's Goldberg variations on the next day in the morning at 9:00. And
you didn't sleep the night, and you just
I didn't sleep the night. I was so happy. I couldn't sleep, and of course I was like, it just wasn't good at this point to be in this mental stage then. Then, of course, memory slips happened. And, of course, those kind of problems with not fitting together the hands, it was like more... It came out more clear under the stress.
Right, yeah.
This point.
It's one of the most stressful situations you can be in with a panel and everything. And
that's it. And, like, and it's, I would even say... uh, be advised. It's like really think about 2 times if you put a piece like that. At first, it's the first competition since years.
Yeah.
It's like be much more cautious with stuff like that. Also, add something like when you choose repertoire for a competition, like can I play it under very, very stressful situations?
Yeah.
That's something like playing Goldberg variations or Opus 106 in a concert. A different thing than playing it on a competition.
Right.
And thinking of what happens when I go to some big competition at the end. And I mean, in the case I'm going to end up being able to participate, like what happens once I'm sitting in the full Philharmonie in Warsaw. And like there are those several thousands like watching on YouTube, and then there's this big hall, they are fully packed.
Right.
So it's like I just think of it has influence on the stress level of what you're in.
Right, of course. Yeah.
So always like think 2 times when you put stuff like that. And so, but it's like on the competition, it was like although I was kicked out then, there was like an enormous, it was really encouragement because it's like people told me like, yeah, in the first round, I like got you like 10 points from 10 points or 9 points from 9.9 from 10 points because it was so perfect. And
yeah.
It was just great what you did. And it's like, I have no idea what happened to you in the second round. I was listening to a completely other guy.
Right.
This other guy under control and you will be fine.
Well, I mean, that's really that's one of the cruel things about competitions, though, because I feel like, of course, it's different from musician to musician, but a lot of any pianist is going to have an off day, right? And so you can hear great pianists, incredible pianists, even Michelangelo or something had off days sometimes. And so if you just happen to have an off day during the competition, it somehow seems wrong, but that's just kind of the way those things work. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's very true, actually. And so it's like, I don't know, the real competition players, they're like able to just keep this mental strength, the whole one. And that's something like in itself already. And it's like also no wonder that some of them are like running into some mental health trainers nowadays.
Right.
Like I once saw a documentary on the last Chopin competition. It's like they are bringing their own mental health trainers with them, and it's like it's practically they are like some of them are surrounded like athletes.
Right. It makes sense. We're athletes too.
And it makes a lot of sense actually to just go into that. You just need the money to pay the mental health trainer and the whole staff when you're going there.
Right. That's not practical for everyone, of course. Yeah.
And it's just no guarantee that you're going to make it. Also with all these helps, but it's like interesting. And so still I was encouraged actually to just be more stable than next time.
Right.
So I went to the next one to Louisiana and made it in the semifinals. And there the picture was not all too different actually. It was I got 10 points in my first round from a jury member. And then there it was actually the problem was like showing much more clearer at the end already. I was like playing Beethoven's Opus 111.
Right.
And you know, Beethoven's Opus 111 was like is much more like left hand, right hand together. And
right, there's a lot of counterpoint too in the first movement.
Counterpoint in it, and it's like be very exact, and it's like the whole was very, very dry. And we were playing on a Yamaha.
Oh. I'm sorry.
And very dry hall, and these things. Uh, it's an interesting mixture, actually. Then, and they were off, left hand and right hand, in between. And it was later, a jury member came to me. He was telling me, I admired you so much in the first round, and there was so much in your playing that I thought this guy is going to make it to the finals. There is no way around this guy.
Yeah.
And here you have unbelievable. You showed here great qualities. And then what happened in the second round with this Opus 11, 111, with these right hand, left hand not being together, and some other stuff where it seemed to have this little coordination problems.
Right.
And that's a problem on this level.
Right, yeah.
So you probably were nervous, or you need some just more practice or whatever, but it shouldn't be a problem at this point anyway, but definitely check on it. And
yeah, so it's interesting because probably you would say this goes back to like some foundational things, but the things you're getting from other experts is more like, oh, maybe you just needed to practice more.
I mean, true, it's like this is like a foundational thing, and then you just go and practice here. And so then I practiced more, and then I did this. Then I came to Michigan for the exam for the DMAs.
That's right. That's where I met you, of course. You were doing your doctorate.
And I just passed this. With all these stuff on my back, I just passed the audition. And that's still actually kind of interesting that you're just surviving this, and it's like can start then the DMA, and it's like then I thought I'm going to solve all my technical problems are going to be solved. I'm going to solve them, and it's like being much more free and these kind of things. And it was the ideas also what I had and what we had to develop were not bad and were very much thought out and lined out, and very much okay if you don't have to do it with this kind of problem what I was practically developing all the time. And then you remember probably as I was doing like Beethoven's 106.
Right, the Hammerklavier with the fugue.
The fugue, and it's like I memorized it actually. Yeah, I memorized it in one term. I started in fall, and it's like played it 1 week before Christmas at the juries.
Right.
And that was something like was also some achievement actually to have it ready.
Yeah, definitely.
This point, and it's like and of course at some point I was wondering at this point actually because you have all these double line right hand 16th note, left hand 16th notes scales, fast scales, and you have to make them fit exactly together. And on recordings, when I took them, when I recorded myself, I just could hear that it's not always as exactly as it should be if I want to have it on the best development. And it's like I just practiced, and more it's like more of the same recipe, more of the same practice, more of the same. And I learned the rest of the sonata, then the next term, the spring term. And then I was like going to this festival in Italy. And then there was this violin student I played for her the fugue late in the evening, and she was like, there's something very strange. It's like I see that your left hand is like moving so differently than the right hand, and it's like, and I can hear it,
right?
Because your finger comes up and your third is like this, and it's not natural as it should be. And I can hear it, and the second finger comes in a little bit late because it's so up there. And it's too late on the key when we are really measuring it now. And I can hear it also. And then I thought, yeah, she's exactly right, actually. And
it's very impressive. A violinist was.
She had a good eye, and it's like we wanted to change it on the spot, and we just couldn't. And she was like, "That's the strangest thing I've ever seen. Never encountered anything like that. Just you need to change it because you're never going to end up playing it as well as you could. This whole piece, it's just not working to 100% for you." And then I thought, yeah, she's right. And also I was asking then some piano professors, which I just had in Italy around me. And it's like I was just telling them, this violin girl, she was like telling you, your left hand is not working properly. And they were like, what does this violinist have an idea? And it's like, no, you're just fine. It's just a way of movement. You're just moving this way, and it's just what you do. And then I was just buying this explanation for the next couple of weeks, and I was playing this Hammerklavier Sonata in this festival in Austria in Gmunden. And it's like I became already quite nervous going on stage because, again, a very dry hall.
Oh, right, yeah.
And at Bösendorfer, and it's like it would, you would be like, a lot of things would come up in this kind of acoustics, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's like very
clear. You're like under scrutiny or some stuff like that. It's very. It's very intimidating, and going on stage thinking I have some kind of problem which I don't understand. It might have been longer there as I'm aware of it. And no one is buying it from me, and it's like
no one's believing that you have a.
No one is believing about
you have a problem. Yeah, right.
I have a problem. It's like I don't even believe myself what I'm doing here, and it's like then I go on stage and then I play again, and I'm surviving my Opus 106. And then there was actually a piano teacher who is doing a lot of elementary stuff, the audience, and I was like advising him, please watch my left hand, and watch it and tell me what you think. And he was actually the first guy who just came up. I think there's something strange. I don't know what it is, but it's strange. And you need to check on it somehow, but I have no idea what that all is. And it's like I'm thinking of, to whom should I go? Who should I consult? Is there even someone who has an idea what this stuff is? And then I was thinking of one evening before I went to bed, what was happening to Leon Fleisher.
That's right, yeah.
Why does a pianist not play with his right hand for such a long time? There is a reason. It's not going. And then I was like, I was like researching him then before I went to bed on the internet, and then I heard the first time Focal Dystonia.
Oh, you heard about it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was in Wikipedia. There was an article that's like Leon Fleisher,
Mm,
and then there's like he suffered from focal dystonia, and then I saw his hand in an article like it's his fourth and fifth finger like that, and it
mhm,
was like and they said like the article said it's always the symptom is stretching and curling of the fingers
mhm,
and leads to unrhythmical playing, to some unrhythmical stuff and coordination problems.
mhm,
And then I was like seeing this checklist, unrhythmical stuff, coordination problems,
all right.
stretching, curling, and pianists think it's a technical problem. So all in the article, and then I said, okay, I have it all together here,
Right.
and let's check on it really with a doctor.
Mm,
It's like they said, it's a neurological condition,
mm.
and then I thought, yeah, I'm going to call the local hospital here in Linz.
Was this oh sorry, was this after, because I remember you'd seen some more extreme examples of it cropping up when you're playing at Michigan. Was this
Yeah,
before that, or was it?
it was in the summer before the third year of DMA.
Oh, I see. So it was before you'd actually um, had the really serious issues with that.
Before I had the
Mm,
serious issues,
mm,
and it's like so I went to the doctor here in the hospital, and it's like I told him straight away I have a
mm,
self-diagnosis, and I
mm.
think it's the correct one.
Yeah.
And he looked at it and he said, yeah, chances are very high
Hmm.
that I'm the first guy ever who came here and diagnosed himself with a rare disease, practically a rare condition.
Well, you were in training to be a doctor,
Yeah,
of
I
course, a
was
doctor of music.
doctor of music, but I'm still a doctor, and it's like so we did. So he did a careful exam, practicing like some exercises, and it all was like going into the direction
Hmm.
of focal dystonia. And it's like then I contacted Altenmüller in Hanover, which is an expert on this problem,
Hmm.
and of course it was just what we were thinking of, and I thought, yeah, it's the most um, unnecessary thing what you need in your last year of DMA.
Right.
And it's like being aware of it makes it much more complicated.
Mm,
It's like once I think if you're unaware of it and have no understanding what is going on, you might even not care,
uh-huh.
and you just might accept sometimes there are those problems, and it's like it doesn't come up also in all the pieces.
Hmm.
It's like let's say you play an opus 10 number 1 from Chopin, you have this problem in the left hand, you have this octave,
It's not going to show up, right?
it doesn't play a matter
Mm,
in it. Also with an opus 10 number 2 or in 10-5 Chopin etude,
mm,
there's no issue in it with the left hand. It's just when you play these pieces with very, very fast scales in your left hand.
mm,
There's some romantic concertos where just don't have all too many spots where you have a left hand
mm.
fast scale, to be honest. It's like the Schumann concerto doesn't have those left hand scales, those fast scales in it. And
Right.
you can survive actually those pieces perfectly, and everyone is thinking, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Until you're playing Bach with this fugues, or play fugues by Beethoven, or do
Mm,
something like the Opus 10 number 4 from Chopin, where there are left hand fast scales,
yeah.
and then you have the problem. So then I became aware of it, and once you're starting being aware of it, you start automatically looking at your left hand when you practice,
Mm,
and then you just see it practically does that all the time.
right.
It's just like you play a chord, the second finger comes up, when you play this, when you play the other fingers, it's like reacting to whatever.
Yeah.
And you just think of, yeah, it just comes up and it just does not change. And then you start being fixed on it. And you talk to your piano teacher, and it's like my piano teacher at this time in Michigan, he was more like, yeah, it doesn't seem like a serious problem at
Yeah.
all. It's something like you can play through, or it's not even a problem.
Mm.
And never heard of this term. And so you just end up then with taking the lessons as if nothing is, and you just know something is really off now and begins to be really off. And it's like, and I think then this process was somehow accelerating in itself.
Maybe just because you were anxious about it as well.
Also something like that, and you became there, and you think of it, just does it. And I see it, and it's like, and then you start having more, and I couldn't believe it, but it's like having more problems with scales from day to day, actually, and it's like a self-running thing at this point, which you cannot explain completely, actually. It's so fast deteriorating. And you just think of how does it deteriorate so fast? And then I was still like trying to or playing Brahms' first concerto also, and it also has this very fast scales at the coda in the first movement and those kind of things, and it's like being annoyed by some things in it, and then you get you're more annoyed, and then it's like it deteriorated so fast. You remember, it's like I just couldn't get one right note at some point in these passages.
Oh, I remember you showing me at the time, and it was like your fourth finger would get stuck to your third. Is that how it happened? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the third and the fourth, they were like acting as one. It's like stuck together, and it's like being not. I mean, it's like the theory is like the brain is for somehow thinking of the fingers as one big thing, and it thinks it does you a favor when it puts those things together, whatever.
Kind of simplifying.
Whatever goes on, it's like that. And then I thought, what is going on? And now I'm playing much more unclear notes in some passages. They just don't work no matter what I do. There is no chance that I can play them. And it's like in some evening, then I just couldn't open. I went out from the practice room and I couldn't open my hand. I just couldn't open it and stretch them out as you can normally do it. They were like, it's like a 24 hours, 7 days week cramp. You're just getting not rid of it.
Right.
And it's like difficulties also to grasping like a pencil or stuff like that. And it's like, I just couldn't believe that this is, I never seen something like that. It's especially not on your own. Then of course, that took this kind of condition took several days until this cramp went gradually away.
So you'd stop playing for a couple of days.
Those couple of days, and it's like I just thought, how should I play with my left hand anything? Because it just doesn't work. And then this cramp went again away, and it's like I contacted then this guy who was a retrainer in Berlin, and in the further, then we did some online lessons.
Mm.
And he was like telling me, yeah, the first thing what I need to understand is the second finger and the third fingers, they are not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, it's like the real problem is like being caused by the instability of the fourth finger.
Right.
It's like they are doing some kind of, I don't know how to call it, like replacement movements or like counterbalancing this instability and
Mm-hmm.
this reaction to this instability.
Right.
So once you have this problem, once there's a scale run, there's a arpeggio or whatever, and they are just coming up, it has to do with your four and five finger with the edge, with this edge of the hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a problem with the from the third and second finger.
Mm.
And
which is kind of surprising because that's where you saw it first, was actually in the second finger, right?
yeah, it's like the sign which just jumps directly into your eye, and it's like the second finger comes up, it's not there, so the second finger is the problem.
Mm.
You're not thinking that far, that is just a reaction to the edge of the hand, to the fourth finger. It's not, it's, you just think also, I thought for some days that this guy is also completely nuts.
Right.
Because why should it be?
Mm.
And of course, he was right at the end. It's like I changed some little things, and things went much better.
What did you what did you change?
It was like I was like doing some exercises, like having the fourth finger on the key while playing the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like in those days, we had this Shostakovich quintet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it has this. The whole quintet is not a big problem, even with an issue like that in your left hand, until you run into the third movement with those G major scales.
Mm-hmm.
It goes always like that.
Yeah.
And also they are not. It's not supposed to play it super fast.
Mm.
So I thought that might be one of those passages where I'm going to retrain already the hand and check it out. And it's like putting my fourth finger on the key, leaving it there, playing with the other ones around it. And it's like learning how to cross over with your thumb, with your hand when you have the thumb on the keys and those kind of things. And it's like really like working on the scratch again. It's like and practicing those passages with the ways what we spoke about in these retraining lessons, like practicing the scale, those ideas. And it turned out that it was very helpful. And that was something like which helped. And then some things went gradually better. And on the recitals what I gave, then there was not Opus 106,
right?
like some other Beethoven sonatas, like the Tempest, and there was also like this passage on the at the end of the exposition, in the left hand. The left hand scales, and it's like I practice then with leaving my fourth finger on it, and then like going this and this, and it's like adding also rotation to it. And it's like we spoke about it with Bolle in the lesson, very, very detailed, how it should look like, and how I can use my hand actually. And it's like those lessons were a lot like if you start learning piano, it's like you should be taught in this way actually, like learn how to move, and it's like how do I practice and how do I smartly move, and it's like how to avoid unnecessary movement, and how much relaxation do I need to, and these kind of things. And then I thought, yeah, we never learned it this way. And does it have something to do with it or not? And it's like, you cannot say to 100%, but it's more likely that it plays a role in the development of stuff like this.
Right. Because you just kind of have the mindset of just playing the notes, basically, of just making the sound and not really paying attention.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's like, so then I was bringing in all these kind of things and gradually got better.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take you, do you think, to recover fully?
Yeah, I think maybe to really get something out where you can live with, it was 2 years, I think. And then some 30 years to do some little things here, some little things there, and getting something better out. Maybe even more coordinated things. There's no end actually to work on this problem. And so that's how it all actually worked. And of course, you could also hear the change was also in the sound, because I used much more playing with weight and arms and changing how I move.
I remember. That's right. I remember you changed your sitting posture also. You
also like, sitting posture. It's
sat more.
Like sat more, and it's like all these things practically play a role in developing stuff like that. And so I changed here a lot. That's the way then how I dealt actually with it. And it's like you wouldn't believe actually how many people are kind of developing it. And it's like I once got a call from a guy who was the winner of the Rubinstein competition. And he is still out and plays concerts. And I first thought this guy, he's the winner of this. It's the same name like the guy who won the Rubinstein.
Right.
And it wasn't just the same name, it was the guy from it. Of course, he was happy because the whole thing was like happening where, as we had Corona and no concerts. So,
so he could
invest a lot in retraining, and he's still playing recitals. And it's like sometimes I just ask people when they went to a concert, how did they think of it? The interesting thing is that a lot of people think that told me to think something is strange with him sometimes when he's on stage. Then I think I kind of know why, but I don't tell that I know what he is having, because it's something. So yeah, that's sometimes you get to know these guys. And also there's some famous violinist who developed it in the shoulder. And he also had this, his posture is like when I ask violinists, when I ask teachers about how they think he plays, or he played, and it's like, they told me something, often it comes up, they think that his whole posture, just he's a fantastic player, but the posture is not ideal.
Yeah.
And they told me then he has changed it now, and it looks much more ideal. And it's like, yeah, and then something I know very much why, and those kind of things. And it's like in the history, if you look back, Robert Schumann was the first case, obviously, in it.
Right. It was probably, I know there's always the story about him using the machine that damaged his finger, but it's maybe even more likely that it was focal dystonia. Right.
Yeah, it was, he used the machine. The machine was the recipe. It was the antidote.
Yeah.
It was, the problem was there, and he wanted to solve it with it. And as much as I know, it was very much built on suppressing and some movements, like that he just couldn't stretch the finger out, and these kind of the other ones like not getting in here, and like pulling something around it, and that it just moves up and this one down, and these kind of things.
Right.
It had a lot to do with it was practically it's like there's this essay from Altenmüller where he writes exactly what Schumann did and assumes why he developed this machine, and it is very, very logic at the end that Schumann had this problem.
I'll have to link that in the description, I guess, when I put this up. Yeah.
It's like this, and then there are several cases in piano history. There was this guy who was once a prize winner in the Vienna competition as Dino Lipatti.
Oh, Dino Lipatti.
No, not Dino Lipatti, but this other guy who was also a prize winner.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't remember this name, but I was running in this crazy story from this guy. He won. He was before he came in fourth, I think, in this competition, and he was from Belgium. And the story was also that he lost control in the 50s over his right hand and wrote a lot of transcriptions for the left one.
Oh yeah, right.
And it was like I think the name was Cordic Road.
It's not Cordic Road. I think I have heard of this pianist before.
Yeah, and he was like in the 1950s. He wrote, "I have lost control of my right hand. They're just not doing what the fingers are not obeying me," and it's like the whole story. And he wrote a lot of transcriptions for the left hand, and he was performing with his left hand alone for years and years until he got better with his hand, with his own methods. And one has to think the Fleischer and him, they were not so far apart.
Right.
Their time, and they just didn't probably know each other, because they would have found out they're like, it's the same problem. And it's also this, and then of course, Gary Graffman.
Gary Graffman, famously, as well.
Famous one, and it's like
a lot of orchestral musicians too. I think woodwind players and get it with the lips and everything. Yeah,
the lips, and then some classical guitarists, and also some jazz guys, some e-guitarists from the jazz scenes developing it, and it's like. And recently there was the singer here from the local theater, and she gave an interview that she developed it on her vocal cords.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it's like, I thought, yeah, in the same place, same area. It's like, he is in the vocal cords, and it's like, I have it in my hand, and it's like, yeah, we want to meet each other. And then sometimes there was then a professor from the university here in Linz just contact me. He told me, yeah, I have it now in my right hand.
Oh, wow.
And so I was never aware of it, how many cases we have and how many people are around you already developing it, having this kind of problem. It's much more as we all think.
Yeah, much more common, than anyone would imagine. It just goes undiagnosed most of the time. So
most of the time it goes undiagnosed. And there was I also was listening one time at an evening from he is a piano professor at a very well-known school in the US, and he was giving a recital in Asia, in Singapore, and it was like he was good the whole evening until he was having scales. The whole evening, no scale was working. It's like octaves, this, that. He was technically great. scale, and then I was like listening. I was like watching him, and then I was thinking of, do I really see here what I see?
Right.
Yeah, and then I was watching like his YouTube stuff. There, of course, it just seems to be what he is having the same problem here, and it's then I thought, yeah, you run into time from time, you run into someone. And I also think it's not bad if piano professors and students have at least some kind of basic knowledge about it. Because once you have no knowledge, you have no idea.
Right, yeah.
Sitting on, and it's like, I mean, the difficult thing is when you teach problems like that in a school, in a university, is like that people learn to differentiate between a normal technical problem, what you always have, or something much more serious, and that might be the biggest issue, I think, with this kind of problem. Because if you just tell the problem is like, yeah, one finger is curling, the other one is stretching. Everyone has that. We do that all the time.
Yeah, right.
It's natural reactions, because also some one finger goes down, the other one is like needs to rebalance here something. It's a very complex system if you watch closely, and if you get science of movement science into it, it's going to be very complicated to be honest. And then it's like, and then the students should and teachers should get the idea of where is the thin red line between some normal crazy or interesting stuff what is happening here, or something much more serious. And it's like of course there are these discussions, was Glenn Gould the case, was he not?
Right toward the end of his life, right? Yeah, he was.
The end of his life, is it? It's like, or was Horowitz practically a case, because lots of weird movements if you watch his
the pinky curling, right? Yeah.
Curling all the time, and it's like, I don't think so, because what I always say, what for me is the guidance is it a problem? Does it has an influence on coordination? It's something like fast tempo where you say, I cannot play it because of this finger.
Right.
And then there are some other places where it's also causing the same problem again. And then I would say that's the main point of it. How to make the difference?
So like in Horowitz's case, I mean, like the funny pinky curl, that was probably just kind of a normal balancing thing that his hand did, you think? Or
I think so, and I think also there's some. I also talked to another a guy from a doctor from the real ones, the real doctors, and I asked them also. They said also there are some people who have some genetic position where they are extremely flexible. It's like they have some. It's like some, I don't know, some like they are so flexible, like I don't know, something. It's not. There's no stiffness in them. There, it's a different one. It's like I don't know what the English word is. It's like flummy, or if you, it's like a different. If you have some extremely flexible fingers.
Right. Well, there's also the situation with like double jointed.
Where you can. Yes, double jointed stuff like that. And it's like Horowitz was probably a case for that. That's like the idea what we have. It's like, rubber. That's the English word. It's like fingers like rubber.
Oh, rubber. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just so flexible and kind of relaxed. Yeah, like that.
Flexible, and it's like so. Horowitz probably was a case like that, and it's also when I even watch him or even his very last recitals in Vienna and those kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
the scales were so clean and perfect
Yeah.
and it just cannot. It's sheer impossible.
That it was dystonia. Yeah, I see.
Some stuff like that, and it's even with Gould. I'm also very sure that he's probably not the case, but I know some scholars who would say so or so, but it's difficult to figure out for him. There is some. I know there's an entry in one of his diaries where he just writes, "I couldn't coordinate."
Mm-hmm.
And so I would leave that very much. I would leave Glenn Gould probably much more open than Horowitz.
It may have been developing, or yeah, you never. I guess you never know.
You'll never know these kind of questions. And
Yeah.
then another case, what I was thinking of was totally interesting, was the teacher from Puccini.
Oh, okay.
His name was Carlo Vidussu, and he came from South America to Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and he was also this prodigy, and also got a degree with the youngest guy ever
Mm-hmm.
history of this school in South America.
Right.
And so he came to Italy, and he has lost control in the 1950s over his fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also how he stopped playing and just was busy with editing scores,
Mm-hmm.
fingerings, and those kind of things. And there is then this story as the 16-year-old Pollini came to a piano lesson,
Uh-huh.
and there was fast repetitions, and Pollini used the same finger.
Mm-hmm.
He could do that.
Right.
And the teacher told him, if you are ever seeing that again, I'm not going to teach you anymore. You're going to change your fingers.
Uh-huh.
That's very dangerous what you're doing here. And I think he probably did that stuff by himself for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And probably did it and probably wanted to avoid it then for Pollini.
Mm-hmm.
That's my idea of this situation. But yeah, that's another case in the history. And it's like once you look up things like that. And then Keith Emerson from Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Oh, I don't know if I'm familiar.
Yeah, he was this. I was never familiar with this guy
Uh-huh.
because he is rock and jazz.
Oh, okay, got it.
And he was like, if you want to watch something really interesting, they did a pop version of Pictures at an Exhibition.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a crazy recording, totally interesting and very innovative.
Uh-huh.
In the 1970s, and Keith Emerson, he was playing with Oscar Peterson.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Some stuff, and it's like, and Keith Emerson later developed Focal Dystonia, and it was like in 2012 he had to cancel a tour to Japan because his hand didn't work, usually, or some else, and these kind of things. And it's like, and I saw a very interesting video from him where you could just see his right hand that was so open, and it looked sick. His whole movements with his hand was curling and stretching. It was very obvious, and it was like he was like playing with his 2 and 3 finger, I think, only, and it's like,
yeah, right,
like curled and those things. And so that was Keith Emerson. And it's like, yeah, he committed suicide in 2014 or 15 or something.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's very terrible, and this kind of thing. But he was a case too, and it's like very self-taught, of course, and very talented, creative, on the synthesizer, and also lacking those kind of foundations
Right.
in childhood because he was just able to doing it for a long time, and it's like until he wasn't then at the end. But it was very much, I think, had a lot to do with it. And he was like this at the end of his life, and it was very clear that he had those problems. And it's like in another one where I never thought it would be a case, or it could be a case, and the vocal cords, a Backstreet Boy.
A Backstreet Boy, really?
Yeah, Brian literally developed Focal Dystonia in his vocal cords. There's even, I hope it's still on YouTube, but there is a video on him where he talks about his vocal cords and he was diagnosed with it. And I thought, how the heck did he do it? The rap, what he is doing, it's not so technical demanding, or am I so wrong on it? That would be interesting. Why? The other case, what I know, it's a country singer. This is Shania Twain.
Shania Twain. So yeah, a lot of cases of this. Taking it back a little bit to the piano, what do you, just as kind of like a summation of all this discussion we've had, what do you think are the most important things for avoiding this for people? You know, a lot of people who watch my channel are either amateurs or professionals who practice a lot, and what should they kind of keep in mind to avoid this problem, or maybe to rehabilitate it if they're starting to experience it?
Yeah, the best thing is actually to avoid it, because I would say also, even if you get very, very far with retraining, you can have 99%, but not 100.
Yeah.
99% is very close, and it's like you can be happy with playing a lot of rep, but not 100% is probably not possible.
Yeah, I see.
But avoidance is much more important. And I think what plays a huge role is the way you grew up at first already. Like, how do I practice? Speaking with the kid, with the student, how do I just practicing in the lesson? And also when they are proceeding extremely fast, as a teacher, I would just ask, how did you do it? How do you do that? How do you get that fast through the repertoire, what we are doing? How do you practice? How much? Always thinking about practicing, I think that's the first step.
Right.
And invest a lot in how to practice.
And avoiding, it sounds like maybe avoiding over repetition too, and like very small.
Avoiding also a lot of over repetitions too, and it's like that's very, very important. It's like, I know a case from a flutist who was the son of a very important conductor from the Cleveland Orchestra, and he said the over repetitions on his instrument caused it.
Yeah, it's almost like a short circuit or something, because you overuse the pathway or something, right? Or
yeah, so overusing the pathway. So it's like having a very rational practice plan. Also, like I also think that stress can play a role in developing it. So the circumstances, like making sure that you have some time to relax at some point, and it's like for most students, you never need a board where they'll just say, don't practice more than 4 hours with stuff like that. Just don't do it.
Right.
For most students, it's just, I'm happy if you practice half hour per day or stuff like that. That's for
right. But for very, very ambitious ones, yeah, you have to be careful about just the amount of time you're spending.
Yes, yes, how do you do that? Having those rationals, then also like speaking about sitting posture.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's always something like a lot of people just say you sit on the piano, whatever works for you is fine. And it's like there's some ideal ones which are more ideal, and then there is, let's say the student wants is a big Glenn Gould fan
Right.
to copy him, and Glenn Gould was not an idol for sitting. It's a problem. It's like
Or Horowitz too, for that matter. I mean, he sat so low and with his elbows way below the keys and everything like that. And
yes, it's like they were not take much more like an idol like Rubinstein,
mm-hmm.
a very natural guy sitting on the piano.
Mm.
It's like Paulini was sitting very naturally on the piano. It's like there are lots of cases, lots of genius pianists
Mm.
which just were very, very natural.
I
And
yeah, I think of people like Marta Argerich too, or Marc Andre Hamelin. They look very, very relaxed.
they look very relaxed. I mean,
Yeah.
Argerich is like the perfect picture of relaxation. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and she's using the weight of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind for the naturalness, and make also natural playing, natural habits,
Mm-hmm.
sitting, really holding the hands uh, to one of the big aims of the piano lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Like also like having the hands like looking up for the bridge of your
Mm-hmm.
knuckles.
Right.
It's like don't let it break down. It's one of the big problems. There's lots of pianists. Also, this Rubinstein winner, what I saw and who developed Focal Dystonia, um, he played incredible the Tarantella from Liszt.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard it that fast and so nuts and so perfect.
Yeah.
I saw his bridge was permanently collapsing at this point.
Also, kind of getting this sort of thing going on
This
or
sort of
something.
thing going on all the time, and it's like I
Yeah.
was thinking of. It would confirm the thesis that this is important, the knuckles and the bridges, and be aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
That this is a problem, and I would say also watch your playing from time to time, and there's one thing you can record yourself on video
Mm-hmm.
and analyze it and see the stuff. Also, piano professors, nothing speaks against it at the university to record the recital of your class
Yeah.
and go over the video with the students
Mm.
at the next lesson and see what could be better and how do they sit, how do they behave on stage, and how do they do those things.
Yeah.
That is of great help actually, and people can sound fantastic, and still there is this unnatural habits
Mm-hmm.
in the play, and it's like just discuss if you should change, or how does it feel when we get more if you get a better sitting position, or if you move more smooth and try
Mm-hmm.
those things. It's like because they might be even better
Mm.
when you change those
Yeah.
things at the end. So I think that all plays a crucial role, and it's like in stress. It's like, and I think it probably wasn't so ideal that you grew up with school
Mm.
classes and just having no time to breathe again and have a time out and
Mm.
kind of things. So that all plays somehow a role, and it's like some scientists I think they have also those ideas that it's very crucial at the end, like with 16, 17, 18, to be at this very crucial time, even be more aware of those kind of problems.
Mm-hmm.
And because they kind of sneak
Yeah.
in these years, and then later off it shows then with in the mid 20s, late 20s, that's where it begins to show
Right. Yeah.
at the end. So it's like just aim at those things. And then I would say, even if you think there is a problem, it's like not even hesitating then to consult some specialist and ask if is it this, or if am I on the brink of developing it, having some feedback. That would be helpful. But it's like, although I think there are much more cases out there as we all think, I still think it's a minor problem of a minority, which is just there. But it's, I would wonder if I mean, I know as Grafman came up with it, it was like just they spoke about that it has just one under 1,000 people, and later on it was like today it's like they think that it's 3%. So that's a big number comparison to just one out from thousands.
Right, yeah. It's actually
then to 3%, that's much bigger the problem as one thinks, and some people would say it might be even 5%. So it's going to be somewhere in this area. I don't think it's more, but that's a lot. And you have to think at this, when a school has 100 teachers, for example, you will have 3 of them.
Right.
So statistically then have it. And so, yeah, I think that's much more realistic. But this naturalness of playing, growing up with also with a suitable repertoire.
Right, kind of progressing smoothly.
I think it's like step by step, it's much better. And I mean, of course, it's like the competition world nowadays is just brutal.
Yeah.
It's like I saw recently a 7-year-old who competed in the competition in Ettlingen.
Oh, yes. The one you did. Yeah.
I did, and she was like 7, and it's like she played with 7 years the Opus 25 number 2 from Chopin.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know how this is going to end up. It's like 7-year-old people play Chopin etudes.
Maybe it's like too much too soon.
Too much. I don't know what is coming up, and it's like, of course, on the other side, take Aris Duchamp. He was 8 years and played the Paganini etude number 4. And later went on winning the Cliburn.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You have to have an eye. Picking hard stuff when some kid wants it, and I don't know if they all want it or if it's just if they are pushed into it. It would be an interesting observation also to watch piano prodigies.
Yeah.
Through the years, and how many people are surviving, and how many people develop, and how many people get very weird at some point, and because of all of that, that happens too, actually. And so how to find the most rational way to build up talent. That's what I think is playing a very big role.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've watched recently a documentary about piano in China.
Oh, yes. Big topic. Yeah.
Big thing. And it's like the cameraman came in to an apartment, and then you could hear the Bach partita in B flat major. And you would think of, someone who is maybe 15, 16 plays stuff like that. It's and there's this 8-year-old.
Again.
It's chic, and you just think, holy crap. And no, it's not even played well for an 8-year-old. It's played well.
Just like an adult or something playing it. Right.
There is no difference. It's like you could just sit him on the stage and just put him into Musikverein or to a Wigmore Hall and just put him out there, and he's playing you this first Bach partita, and it's like everyone is happy and satisfied with the performance. And it's like, and in China, it's like they produce, I know, thousands of them per year.
Right. But then of course the question is, what is it the best for their development? What happens in 15 years or something if they're not?
That's the big question. That's just the big question. What happens there? And it's like, and also the places in the real international concert life, they're getting less and less, to be really honest, and less people make those big careers because it's just not possible anymore. I know people who came in the second in the Bach hour, and not all too much happened after it.
That's right. Yeah, things are really, really changing with the way careers are looking like in music now. Things are going in very different directions than they used to half a century ago or whatever.
Yeah, I think even like 20 years or 30 years ago, it's not. It's so different nowadays. It's just people making it to the finals in the Chopin competition, and it's like when I just talk to them, they have a hard life because they were only finalists.
Right. Instead of the winner. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, not all of them, but it's like just some of them, it's just, there is not much in the air for them at the moment, or it's like not many concerts going on for them. It's like, and it's also depends on, I recently watched the Beethoven competition, and it's like when I just watch it, the concerts, the numbers the winner gets offered, I don't even see him playing here. It's like it was won by a guy from the US, like, and then and he was not playing here because normally they come then to play in the concerts in Upper Austria in the Stiftskonzerte, and it just wasn't done. And I don't see how many advantages he has now from the competition. Concert offers in terms of real well-paid, great concert offers, and this kind of thing, it just doesn't happen. That's another problem, actually. And there are those competitions they are losing on meaning. To be really honest, it's
well, maybe this is a good development in a way, because maybe we'll have to go to some other kind of model for how we actually make our careers and connect with audiences and so forth. I
think there's something out there which we don't know how to handle it. Because it's like without winning, it's also often a problem. Get somewhere bigger, or even get a teaching position or something like that.
Yeah.
But with winning, it's also questionable. So what do you do at the end? And it's like I saw recently. I was looking up the winner from the competition in Sydney 20 years ago. And what became of her? She's still playing wonderful, but I don't see many concerts. And it's also she didn't get a position at the academia. Just didn't turn out. And she's actually teaching. She's teaching in a very little local music school the kids.
Teaching the
And
younger kids, yeah.
doing that, and she is the winner of the Sydney
Yeah.
one. She used to play with the big Australian orchestras. And it's over for her this career, and it's like, and it doesn't seem that she gets through. And then, of course, less teaching positions. It's Brooklyn University. As I started as a kid, they had something like 12 piano professors. Around 11 and 12 one, and it's like nowadays it's 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, so the the market for those sort of more standard career paths is shrinking.
It's much shrinking, actually. It seems, and it's like you have to think of some people retire and then their job doesn't get offered again.
Yeah, right.
It's a huge problem too on the long term. So we need to change a lot if we even want to, if we want to make classical music even to survive nowadays, which might be a tough thing anyway already.
It might be, yeah. Well, I'll say it has been very encouraging for me doing my YouTube channel and everything, because I feel like a lot of people come and look at these videos and comment on them and interact with me and so forth that are not necessarily people I see at a regular classical music concert, but they love the music and they are interested in it and they get really excited. So
that's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. It's like they might not show up in the concert because also they think it's more something for the elites.
Right, exactly, yeah.
To show up, and it's like I'm just it's like, but it's like I would just say just come, and it's like no one cares nowadays if you just come in your jeans and your sports shoes, and
it's quite true.
No one cares.
No one cares anymore. Yeah, that's a good change. That's a good change. I really do feel like the audience is out there, but it's it's a little. It's you just have to reach them somehow. It's that's the kind of tricky thing. It's not always the usual channels don't always work. So
yeah, that might be very, very true. How to get them, the places where you play, and it's like might be those renowned concert houses, might be even the wrong places.
Yeah,
already to reach those people. It's like, but how do you get to a very local place to it? It's like that's a tough thing too.
Yeah.
It's like let's say going to the normal wine bar around the corner and it's like making a classical recital. It's just tough too.
That could also be a difficult thing. Well, I don't know. This could be. We could go on talking about this all day. But I feel like I've already trespassed on your time a lot.
No problem.
But thank you very much for being a model, a model interviewee. I feel like I didn't have to hardly say anything. The conversation just flowed along like oil. It's very, very easy.
Yeah.
And so I'm also going to link all your information in the description box. I think I already will have plugged it in my intro, but I put it down there as well, and so people can reach you if they want to talk more in depth about anything piano or music related, or any of your other interests. You have a lot of other interests after all, so that's.
Yeah, it's like we can have piano lessons here. It's like I can have online piano lessons too if someone wants. Yeah. No, it's like, or we can talk about math or
that's right. you have all the interests, history, math, and everything else. It's a Renaissance man. That's what we want to see. People who are more broad with their interests. Thank you very much for appearing on the program, Andreas, and hope to catch up with you sometime in the future as well.
Yeah, that would be again very nice to catch up again, and it's like we should stay in contact. And
Absolutely. Yeah. Sounds great. Okay. Thank you. I will wrap up now. Here we go. So there we had it. I hope you enjoyed this very long, I found it to be a very fascinating conversation. So please do go and check out Andreas's website and the other links that I put in the description box. There's a lot of interesting things there, a lot of interesting information you can find. I may do more interviews like this with interesting pianists and musicians that I know out there. So let me know if you like this format. Please be sure to leave a comment and let me know, because I'll plan more of these sort of things. I find them to be quite interesting as well. So it just remains for me to thank you for being here, for watching the video. Thank you also to my Patreon supporters. A special thank you. I really couldn't continue doing the channel without you, so really a big thank you. Feel free to stop by my Patreon page. There are things that you can buy there, albums and so forth, or you can also sign up to make monthly pledges, which really helps me to keep bringing you this content. So until next week, take care and keep practicing.